I want the car crash sequence to be in stereo, in conventional stereo, because I want there to be a difference between the real world and the underworld. So the real world is in stereo, the underworld is immersive and binaural, so we feel immersed within that environment. So as you can see, I've muted all of my stacked tracks, so I'm going to unmute car crash. This is going to be a fairly simple mix because all of the sounds are static, they don't move because everything's crashed. The only thing that does move is the automobile crash, which I'm going to want to pan and increase in volume until we get to the crash itself. So let's just play it through as it is now and see what these balances are like here. Actually, before I do that, in my stereo output here, I don't know why I've got a master. Oh yes, that's why. My stereo output here, I'm going to click on here and I'm going to go to Dynamics, Compressor, Stereo. I'm going to go to Compressor Tools and I'm going to select Platinum Analog Tape. I'm going to take my limiter to -6 dB. I'm going to switch that on. And there we have it. So it adds a compression of the output. So I'm mixing to a compressed output so I get a good representation of how the sound actually will be at the end. Okay, so I've done that. I can close my mixer down now. So let's just hear what it's all like. There's a kind of a squeaky sound at the end. I don't know what that is. I'll leave that in. So, sorry, scratching my ear. I quite like that level. All it is. It's good. It's good, healthy level here. I'm getting good signal. I've got my steam. Let's have a look at the image. I've got my steam. There we go. Panned, sort of, say sort of 10 o'clock. So pan to the left. Because the steam is not all the way to the left, but it is to the left of frame, as is the arcing electricity. It should be more or less the same, though I've made the arcing electricity a little bit less. So I've panned this -22 and this is panned at -30. Just click on them to find what that is. And in my head, the distant traffic is coming sort of from here, but it is, because it's distant, it's sort of central, so I just don't want it to be so dull, everything in the center, so I'm just panning it maybe to about there. I think I can take the traffic down a hint. Let's have another listen. Yeah, I like all of that. So because it's all static, I can just write that in. So I'm going to go to my mixer. There it is, steam, distant traffic, arcing city or arcing electricity. So I'm going to select right for those three. And I'm just going to write that in, and then I'm going to jump to the end. It's going to, when I jump to the end, it's going to change from right to touch, but that's fine because I'm not going to change anything. I just want to make sure that that's read and locked in. So off we go. That's lovely, and I've got the natural, I've done fade outs there, so I don't have to fade out the sound. And I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to press, just click on here, so I don't have to play it all the way through basically. See, it's gone to touch now. That's nice. So I can now switch those to read. So those are locked in tight. What I will do, instead of fading everything up individually, let me just make this a bit bigger so I can see better. I want a longer fade on all of these sounds. So here we are, click on here, there it is, and I'm just going to make it a bit longer, less. And I'm going to do the same for the traffic. The arcing electricity doesn't need it. And I haven't done a fade out. I'll do a bit of a longer fade out here. And the same here. Let's see if that works a bit better. I want it to sort of slowly, as if she's gathering her wits. I think it can go even longer. I'm going to chop out, let's make that even longer. Oh, oops. I'm changing it to an exponential bind, so an exponential plus fade. I think I'll chop out a few of those. Okay, I'm going to live with that for the time being. I think the last sequence, this sequence here, would be better served if it was a bit quieter. So what I'm probably going to do at the end, I'm probably going to write in the overall balance, the car crash sequence. I'm probably going to write that at the end, just get the final balance between the car crash and the interior light from the Foley all right. So there we go. So car crash first. Next, I'm going to want to actually have some movement in the actual car crash. I'm going to take that fade out actually, and this fade here, and I'm going to do it live. I'll do it on this is the track. There we go. I've got a little breakout mixer. Let me show you that I'm using. There it is. Can you see it? And you can see that it's moving in correspondence. There we go. You don't have one of those, but you can buy them. You can get pretty good ones. Not like one of those. They're quite expensive, but you can get some really nice ones. I'll show you in class later on, should you wish to. Okay, so I'm going to write. Normally I would practice a little bit, but it's fine at the minute. I'm just going to hit play. And there we have it. Let's play that back. Okay, and so I'm going to pan. I'll use the fader to pan. I'm going to go to latch. Remember, touch. If I change anything and then let go, it goes back to its original position. Whereas latch, if I let go, it stays in the position that I last left it. And that's what I'm going to want. So I'm going to pan this. And so it's center when it gets to the crash. Okay, just have a little bit of a listen to that whole little sequence, not all the way to the end, but just this opening bit. And there we have it.